And you can look that up, Earth Curvature Calculator on the internet. There's no curvature, and water is always flat on the surface, does not bend. So 73% of the Earth is water. You can't make a ball out of 27%. Okay.
Why is everything in the weather system is going east, not west? Never west.
The weather systems are going east?
Yes,
I got a question.
Going east.
Why?
No, wait. The hurricanes start here and go this way.
Yeah, that way. But a lot of other stuff coming this way.
Very few. It comes this way, but then the hurricanes go that way. So the weather is caused by the heating and cooling of the air.
I know that.
Okay, so that's how it works. The sun is going this way. So however it heats it up, if it heats it up, it causes a high pressure, and it causes low pressure because it spreads out the molecules and then it comes towards it. That's what pulls it. So it is pulling it that way.
I got a question. If the water is always flat, why is the water on one side of the Panama Canal higher than the other side?
Love that question.
Good.
Because they don't tell you about the locks that are going down on the other side. When the Panama Canal, you go in from the Gulf and you go up to a lake. You go across the lake, then there's locks on the other side that, yeah, you go down. You go down on the other side. You look that one up. Yeah, I got that question from somebody else.
What do? They pump the water up to the higher
No, there's a
level?
lake. There's a lake up there. They're using that lake to go across.
What is the conspiracy?
And when they open,
I'm trying to understand.
when they
What's
open
the point of
lock,
making
why
us
doesn't the whole
believe
lake
it's round?
drain?
Because the locks prevent that drainage.
When they open the lock to let a ship go through.
Well, like any other lock system, it comes in so much, and I don't know.
Eventually that lake's going to drain. It's not getting water from anywhere else.
You don't know that. It could be a primary water lake, like a spring. It could be fed by a spring. You don't know. I don't know. This is the conspiracy right here, because there's nothing about this that can be proven.
Okay.
That's the conspiracy. The government wants us to believe this.
For what reason do they want us to believe it?
For money, power, and control our land and resources. If they can fool us, they can rule us. They'll tell us that there's weapons of mass destruction. We'll pack up our healthy young boys, send them to get killed, and kill other people. Why? Why are we doing that stuff? They can tell us anything and we'll believe it. They can tell us that goat herders took down the 9/11 towers and we believe them. Why are we believing that crap?
Actually, we watched it live, so it wasn't.
Yeah. I know something put those towers down. Something brought the towers down, but it wasn't goat herders. Yeah. Well, take a look at that again. It was some kind of something.
Oh, weren't you there when it happened? Yeah, we were there.
How do you sail around the world if it's flat?
Into the building.
In a circle.
We saw the plane.
You don't know it was a passenger plane. You don't know what kind of a plane it was. You don't know those types of things. Yeah, it was too much. And then what about dustification? Why would they turn to dust before they even hit the ground? You look into that. Dr. Judy Wood. Look up that. Dr. Judy Wood.
I'm not going to look up anything. I think you're crazy.
Okay, well, if you're crazy, if you think I'm crazy, then you better move along because it might be contagious.
Oh, I don't think so. You should probably see a doctor.
Really? I mean, what are you calling me crazy for? That's nuts.
I don't understand how they went
Do you
around in
wanna-
a circle.
Well, it goes in a circle. There's the map that we have. And circumnavigate just means go in a circle. All the oceans touch each other. You can go around and the Suez Canal is 100 miles long. No locks, it's all flat. From the Mediterranean to the Indian Ocean, it's all flat. Really?
How do you get tides, high tide and low tide, if it's not round?
Well, now that's a good question. I don't think it's the moon. I don't think it's the moon because
Has to be gravity then, huh?
You want to know about gravity? I can do
I don't
that.
know about gravity. I want to know how you get tides if the world is flat.
There's a couple of theories on that,
And
and
none of them hold water.
well, I don't think it's the moon because it would have the moon always comes around on a monthly cycle. The moon is only a month, so there can't really be direct linkage between that.
Is the moon flat?
when you look at a telescope, you can only see 2 dimensions. You can't see around it to see curvature. You can't tell it's a sphere. So
it is flat.
I don't know.
You don't know.
It could be, but you don't know. There's a lot of things we don't know, but the government does know. I will tell you that. The government does know.
I got a question. How far is the sun from in this model?
Well, the sun in the flat Earth model is very close and very small. And it's more like a filament because there's free-flowing electricity. And it lights it up. I personally think it could be as close as 10 miles. And you think, well, that's nutty, but I think that's my personal guess. Because look,
And the sun
Look at
goes
this.
around the earth then to get day and night?
look at this. It's in the clouds there. You can tell that it's in the clouds.
The sun goes around the earth to get day and night?
Yeah. Yeah, right there.
I have a question. So, when you go out into space and you see a water droplet, what's the shape of that water droplet? It's a
What does
sphere,
it?
right?
Well,
But when you're in the third
Are you
dimension,
talking
it's
about-
up,
are you
left,
talking
right,
about-
backward. When you do every single
are you?
direction,
I know what you're talking about, darling. Listen, don't keep talking over me. So when you're in outer space, you say, is that a vacuum?
I would say that it's sort of a
Closer you can
vacuum.
get.
because
Okay, there is no example of a vacuum next to a pressure system without a physical barrier, ever.
So it is. So technically,
There
it's
is
possible
no-
something to create the universe.
Here's the card that you need to see.
I don't need to see any card.
Space
I would
is
say space
fake.
is fake. I think space is just a little uneasy for people to grasp, and I think that the universe is very large and it's difficult to
No.
open the eye.
No.
Because when
See?
I know when I open the eye, I know that not everybody is just front Earth. And I don't know that. I know that.
Well, that's
the
a
universe-
possibility, but I think we're all from Earth, but I think there's
just
some
think we're
different kind of
spheres.
people here.
What
I
holds the
do.
water
What?
from going over the edge? What keeps the water from going over?
Antarctica goes all the way around the outside edge, and it holds all the oceans in.
So what about other planets?
So how can you jump off the edge of the earth? How many people die every year?
Jumping off the edge of the Earth, do you know somebody who jumps off the edge of the Earth?
I'm sure there would be people. They jump off a building, so I mean they would jump off the edge
No.
of the earth if they could.
No, that's not in the model.
You can't get to
Is
the
that in
edge.
the model?
That's not in the flat Earth model. There is no edge to jump off of. The only thing we know is Antarctica. It's flat. There's
That's the end of the
Antarctica is the farthest we know, and that's where I stop. We are not allowed to go and free.
Do you not believe?
If you're gonna talk over me, I can't answer your question.
He's not talking over you.
If Antarctica is the edge of where we teach to, because since the Antarctic Treaty, we are not allowed to free explore Antarctica.
So, do you
Nobody
believe-
can go there as an
Do
individual.
you not believe in the moon landing?
Oh no, we could not have landed on it. It's not a rock.
I-
The moon is not a rock.
What is it?
I think it's a filament.
If we have global warming, eventually Antarctica will melt and we'll all be perished.
Do you know why they came up with global warming?
So that Antarctica can melt?
No, so they could spray the skies with things that they say occlude the sun to keep global warming from happening. But so they invented a boogeyman so they could spray us with chemicals.
You don't think ozone
Don't you
hurt
think-
hurt the outer layer?
No, I don't believe in global warming.
Excuse me. What about asteroids and meteors?
Do you ever see them go up?
Yeah, everything's going to come down.
Well, if there was truly meteors, that you would see them going in all different directions.
So, do you know anything about dark matter? Do you know about forces of the universe?
I don't know. I don't know what causes a meteor. I don't know that. It could be government fireworks for all I know. We don't have any proof. Wait a minute. Somebody came up with gravity. Can I answer that one?
Sure.
Because that's one of my favorites. Okay. Gravity says that it's a force that pulls to the center of a ball. We can all agree on that. Okay. So if there was truly gravity as defined, there would be no natural flat places on Earth. Okay, so the Bonneville Salt Lake, if that was curved on the top, then when it dried up, there the bottom would be curved. But it's called the Bonneville Salt Flats. And you may be too young to know that, but that's where they tested all those rocket cars because it was flat. If it had a curve in it, a rocket car would be lifted up.
There is
So you can't do it.
And just because the Earth is round, it doesn't mean there are flat parts of Earth, because there's different terrain and different elevations.
If there are natural flat places, according to gravity, everything has to have a curve naturally. Okay? So that's just one proof of the 200 proofs. Now, do you want to touch on the other 199?
Yes,
Can I drill a hole?
Go ahead. He's next.
Can I-
You had three. You had too many.
So it's possible to refuel an airplane in flight, right? So if an airplane's going east to west and they keep refueling it, and it keeps going and going and going, they keep refueling it, it never leaves the sky, they keep refueling it, it's going to come back to New York again.
Yeah.
Now, if it was flat, that wouldn't happen.
Oh, no. Can you help me with a demonstration? Stand right here. Somebody stand right here. Come on, buddy. Oh, I love you. Okay. Okay. So now he is the North Pole, right? And I have my compass, and it's pointing at the North Pole, and I'm flying to Europe. Then I'm flying to China. And where's my compass pointing? It's always pointing at the North Pole. That's how an airplane works. It always has its calculations at the North Pole. That's how it works. And they have a gyroscope that says it's going flat. The gyroscope is rigid in space. It does not move. The attitude indicator never shows it dipping its nose. Did you know that?
If he's a ball and you go around the ball, he's coming back to the beginning again.
Yeah.
Because it's a globe.
And the same thing happens in a circle. So,
It's flat on the bottom, and it's just, I'm not.
I don't know what's on the bottom.
How can I drill through the
8 miles deep is the furthest anybody has ever drilled. I think it's a Russian borehole or something they call it.
Did you say gravity doesn't exist?
I say that gravity, as pulling to the center of a ball, does not exist because there is no curvature on any natural flat places. You can't find curvature.
Gravity does exist.
Gravity only exists for the ball model. Gravity only exists for the ball model. I know, people love to do that. So what is the force that holds us on a flat plane?
The mass of the Earth.
I'm going to tell you what the force is that holds us on a flat plane. This is what is called a torus field. It's an electromagnetic field. The Earth is in here like this. Okay? The electromagnetism comes out of the North Pole, and that's why you have the aurora borealis. It excites the elements, the electricity. Within this field, there's something called diamagnetism. Diamagnetism is a repelling force. So in the flat Earth model, we don't have a pull down, we have a push down. It still is down. Okay, so there's a different model with a different set of forces. So you have to decide which model is true. You look at the evidence yourself and figure it out. Don't let the government lie to you. That's all I'm saying. I hope you go to the website, watch the 200 proofs video, because that will start you on your journey like it did me 2.5 years ago. I studied it myself. My father was a math teacher, my son a physics major. Don't let the blonde hair fool you. Okay? Any other questions or points of contention? Why would they lie to us? Money, control, power, our land. If they can fool us, they can rule us. The kings didn't want the serfs to read because educated people are hard to control. That's the purpose of government. But when you get corrupt people in government, they let that go hog wild and they lose all sense of righteousness or rightness or whatever you want to call it.
But how does a flat Earth help the government versus a round Earth?
No, the globe helps the government.
How does the globe?
Because in order to believe this is a religion. They can't prove it. But they have to teach us this to deny our senses. We have to deny our senses.
What is your degree in?
I have a business degree.
I have a chemistry degree.
Yeah?
Master's in
Good,
teaching.
good job. I'm happy
Thank
for you.
This is really fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, so tell me something on here that's in one of these pictures that you need clarification on. I'm not going to debate you.
Diosphere, that's to keep things out.
What? Diamagnetism?
Yeah, where do you have that little
Yeah.
object?
If we're inside of this though, if we're inside that torus field, it's a torus field. If we're inside of that,
And it protects us from radiation and anything like that.
oh, you're talking about the
It's that-
yeah, the ozone, and what's that other thing? They call it something else. I forget.
Yeah, no.
Starts with an H.
Yeah, I don't know.
The field, some kind of field.
But yeah, this what you see when they describe this is to keep that stuff out, the bad stuff out. Otherwise, we would not exist. Whatever
Well,
you want to call it.
I think there's evidence for some other, not a field, but actually a solid object, and it's called the dome. And there's historical writings about this, ancient writings about the dome.
Yeah,
And if you study lightning sprites, they're very high altitude lightning, and when they go off, they come off the dome. You can see where the dome stops them. So check that out. That's really interesting. This is a long study. It's going to take you a little while to figure all this out.
Sphere is? Second grade?
Do you know what respect is? R-E-S-P-E-C-T. That's what it means to me. Aretha.
Well, guess what?
Is it time?
Time to go.
All right, I'm done.
All right.
That was a good
That's
crowd.
a good video of that crowd. I didn't get you walking around the North Pole guy, but yeah, if you still want to.
That was good, wasn't it?
Still want to get a new link with a video for Dave. Looks like there.
Hi! Hi!
Oh man.
Good to see you. You look beautiful.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you.
You having fun?
I hope you don't mind that I interrupted that one.
No, that's fine.
Okay,
That's
thank
fine.
you.
You can do anything you want.
Thank you. My banners, do it my way or go home.
I know. I said you're leading the charge here. I'm just,
I'm sorry.
Well, one guy came up like a local business guy when the cop was here. He brought the cop and just saying that your banners are too big. And the cop just like left.
I think he was just trying to bust us.
I know for
Of
commercial,
course.
but we're not commercial, so we can do whatever we want.
Yeah. So I got to break this down. You gonna help me?
Yes, so yeah. I mean, we could do a little bit longer, but you can't beat that
No.
crowd. That was your.
That was
coup de grace.
awesome. Yeah.
Good job on that one. That was a lot of
Yeah.
people.
So I guess I'll shut this off and then we'll take a little video. And alrighty. What an awesome day. Woohoo! Another great day at Ocean City.